And welcome back, everyone, as we are inside the Grid Lounge in downtown Cedar Falls, Iowa. We're here for Race 2, Heat 2 of the Pro Series, where 5 racers will go for the top 2 spots to get into the Race 5 nightcap here, the main event, Pro Series final. And the other 3 will move on to the wild card race, where they'll race the bottom 3 from the Heat 1 for 2 more spots in the 5th race. As we have the green flag here, we got Garret, Daniel, Ramon, Dael, and John here. As these guys will get off, head towards turn 1.
Ooh, someone into the grass here. Oh, and they spin out.
Oh, yep, spun out big time there. I think that's
So
Dael
go
there.
Lockhart. Yep.
Yep, so Lockhart spins out on turn 1 there. We had that happen to Ty Tyler, excuse me, last race. So same thing happened lap 1, turn 1. As Garret will head towards turn 6. Garret got third last week, third the week before. He got third at Barcelona, second at VIR. So he's been on the podium multiple times this year. Hasn't gotten a victory yet. Maybe looking to get his finish first place for the first time this season. These guys head down the back stretch here towards turn 10 of the chicane. Garret currently sits in 4th place in the standings with 108. Daniel, he's in 2nd right now. Ramon's in 3rd, John in 4th, and Lockhart back in 5th here, but he's still pretty close as these guys will hit the starting line of head into lap 2 and towards turn 1. Top 3 and 4 pretty tight, a little bit more of a gap back to Lockhart here as these guys head past turn 1 towards turn 3 and 4.
Ooh, Daniel skirted through the grass there. Did you catch that beat?
I did not know. So
Yeah.
Daniel
Came in a little hot.
goes in the grass a little bit there. Let's take a look here at Garret. You can see Daniel behind him, Ramon behind him. So top 3 fairly close to the head of the turn 6 and 7 here, coming down towards the backstretch. This is a 15-minute heat. This is Heat 2. We saw Ty and Brett move on from Heat 1. So they'll await the top 2 from this race and the top 2 from the wild card race. As these guys will head towards turn 10 here. Garret still in 1st, Daniel in 2nd, Ramon in 3rd, John in 4th, Lockhart in 5th. As they head into turn 10 towards turn 11. And we'll see what we have for lap times here as they head towards the starting line. So there's a 120.984 from Garret. We saw a 119, I believe, .006 or something similar to that last race, Jason, by Ty.
Yeah, I'll be curious to see if any of these guys start getting into the 119s. You know, it is early. Probably still giving their tires some time to warm up. But it's looking good so far. There. Oh, and we got a wreck there. It looks like Garret must have got loose there.
So Garret gets loose.
Oh man.
And he'll move all the way back into 4th place. So Garret goes from 1st to 4th, and it looks like he might go into 5th. Nope, he will hold on to 4th. As now Daniel is in 1st, Ramon in 2nd, John in 3rd. So everyone moves up the spot there, while Garret goes back to 4th. Jason, did you see what happened?
I did not catch it, Pete. It was in that chicane area, so I'm just wondering that them curbs are not forgiving. So there's a chance he made contact and just must have went flying.
So right now it's a battle for 4th as Garret and Lockhart keep the battle on. Lockhart right behind him. As now Daniel, who is in 1st, moves towards the starting line. We'll see what we got for lap times here. 120.885, so that's the fastest lap of this race so far. As they head into turn 1, looking back at Lockhart here. They're headed towards the starting line. They come around turn 12. They'll head down. It looks like Lockhart will make a move here.
Yeah,
So
he was
Lockhart
flying
does.
out there.
Yeah, he came out of that curve.
Oh,
Oh,
it
there
must
he
have been.
goes.
Must have came in a
Yeah,
little hot, Pete.
Jason, he was
Oh,
flying high. He was doing really well. Made that pass look super awesome, but then came in a little too hot into that first turn, and that's the second time that first turn's got him as he'll move back into fifth here. As Daniel in first moves around into the backstretch here, he'll head up that crest and down here as he has the pedal to the metal there. Ramon back in second, a little bit of a gap between him and Daniel. Then even more of a gap back to John in third, another gap back to Garrett in fourth, but another gap back to fifth, Lockhart. So first and second are the closest ones as they head past turn 10, headed around turn 11 and 12 and towards the starting line. We're under 10 minutes left in this Heat 1 as Daniel again posts the fastest lap of this race with a 1:22.73. Ramon with a 1:25.49, so he's not very far behind. John posts a 1:22.333. Garrett with a 1:23 as they head past turns 4 and 5. Headed up towards turn 6. Daniel still in first. As Dael will look to fight back as best he can. Take a look here at John in third. We were at Road Atlanta Racetrack here. It is 77 degrees Fahrenheit outside, 97 degrees on the tarmac, scattered clouds. We got 8 minutes, 30 seconds left in this Heat 2 of the Pro Series race where the top two racers will move on to race 5 here as these guys hit turn 10, hitting the chicane here and going around. The chicane was added in 1996, Jason, so it's been around for around 28, 29 years now. As these guys will head past turn 1. Field is pretty spread out right now. Gaps between all racers.
yeah, this is looking good for Daniel. He's been sticking to the 120s, chopping away, getting a little faster with it. This would be big. I don't know if I've seen Daniel up in the top 2 for a little bit, so it's got to be a big confidence booster going into the final race if he can pull this
Yeah,
out.
we haven't had Daniel finish in the top 3 yet, Jason.
Yeah, there you go.
So he's looking to finish in the top 3 for the first time this season. We have seen him. Doesn't look like we've seen him in the. Oh, he was. He was last week. He was in the Pro Series final. He got second place in Heat 1. He's looking to get first place in Heat 2 this week here. Ramon, we saw Ramon last week in the Pro Series final. He got second in Heat 2 last week. Take a look here at Ramon in second. Still a decent gap between him and Daniel, but he'll be all right with second as he'll move on. Take a look here at Garrett in fourth, rolling around towards turn 1. Garrett currently sits at fourth right now with 108 points, so he's looking to get as many points as he can and move up into the standings. Jacob right now, or excuse me, Daniel right now, he's back there with Zach. He has 37 points right now. John right ahead of Daniel. He has 45 points. Lockhart just joined us last week. I believe it was his first week, so he won't be in the mix this year, unfortunately. Ramon currently sits behind Jacob with 54 points in the standings, so everyone trying to do the best they can to move up as much as they can. This is week 8 of an 8-week series. as Daniel posts a 119.979. So Daniel goes into the 119s. Fastest lap of this race so far. As we approach 5 minutes left in this Heat 2. As Daniel and Ramon continue to control the race here in first and second. John, who's in third, Garrett in fourth, and then way back to Lockhart in fifth, who's unfortunately had a couple mishaps this race and spun out. As Daniel will head into turn 6 and come out of turn 7 down the backstretch. Looking to just finish this race safe and as quick as possible. As Garrett posts a 120.004. Lockhart with a 121. Take a look here at John back in third. He's still not terribly far behind, but he'll need something to happen to first or second for him to catch up. As Garrett looks to catch John. And then all the way back to Lockhart in fifth here. As he'll head past turn 5 towards turn 6 here. Daniel in first. He'll come around towards the starting line here. 120.305, so pretty good lap still. We are at 4 minutes left in this Heat 2. Top 2 will move on. As these guys will head into turns 2, 3, and 4 here. As Garrett posts a 119.690, Jason. So now Garrett has the fastest lap of the race.
Yeah, that's promising. If he can carry that over to the wild card race, he'll be a serious contender.
So now we're heading into turn 6 and then turn 7, coming down into the backstretch. Take a look here at Daniel. He's been in control all race long. Ramon been in second. Daniel will come around towards the starting line. Under 3 minutes now. So Daniel did take over first. I said he's been in control all race long. He did have help as Garrett wasn't first and spun out there on the first turn. Or excuse me, on that chicane in turns 2, 3, and 4. And that allowed 3 racers to go in front of him. So Daniel's been up there for a little while, but he did have help from Garrett, who spun out on his own, as Daniel posts a 119.701. So now he has the fastest lap of the race so far. Or excuse me, of his fastest lap of the race so far. And so we'll head into turn 6. Ramon still in second. Garrett getting closer and closer to John, who's in third. We got 2 minutes left in this Heat 1. We'll see what we got for... If we'll have time for another lap. I'm assuming we will here.
Yeah, Pete, overall it's been a relatively clean race. You know, we did have the initial spill from Garrett, which was unfortunate, but other than that, Lockhart had a few little mishaps with the rest of these guys. I tell you, they've just been out there laying down their lap times, and it looks like they're going to pull through and probably see Daniel and Ramon move on to the finals.
So we will have another lap here, as I believe Daniel passed with about 1:30 left in the race, so he should be able to get back in time for another one as he heads past turns 2, 3, and 4 in the chicane. As there it is, Garrett posts a 119.564, so that is the fastest lap of the race so far, Jason. So we'll see if Garrett can catch John, as we see right here.
And he does.
Garrett does. Garrett flies around
Takes
John
advantage
there.
of John getting a little loose on that corner.
Garrett looks to get some momentum and maybe even looking to catch a second place. He'll need a lot of help to do it. As we take a look here back at Lockhart in fifth, he's by himself. He's spun out multiple times, unfortunately. Trying to get his bearings here and get the momentum going into that wild card race. Garrett now, who's in third, John in fourth here, as they head around towards turn 7 in the straightaway. John, who just got passed, they see them both here, Garrett and him. As Daniel hits the starting line, so this is the white flag. White flag is out. As Daniel heads into turns 3, 4, and 5.
Wow, so
Or
we
excuse
can
me,
get
2,
another
3, and
lap.
4 here. Yep. We do have another lap, so white flag is out here. We'll have one more lap as Daniel heads towards turn 6. He's comfortably in first place. Ramon behind him, who's comfortably in second. Garrett in third, John in fourth, and Lockhart way back in fifth. As it looks like Lockhart getting a little loose again here. He's trying to push it best he can, but he's been getting loose pretty often here, unfortunately, and it's caused him to go way back. As we got Daniel down the backstretch here, over the crest and down towards turn 10 in the chicane. Take a look here at Daniel right here, heading to turn 10. As he comes around turns 11 and 12, and he'll finish in first place. So Daniel in first. We'll see here. Garrett can finish, and he will. So Garrett will finish in second. Or excuse me, Ramon will finish in second. Garrett, who's in third. John will finish fourth, and Lockhart will finish fifth. So Daniel Ramon will move on to the race 5. Garrett, John, and Lockhart will move on to the wild card race, which we will have here for you shortly.